This next project serves to accomplish many different tasks. Since the U-Haul that I needed to rent to make my move only has small hooks that cannot support the weight of my bike, I had to figure out another way to move my bike. I decided that the hooks were strong enough to hold a platform from moving side to side. If I build a platform big enough, I can mount my bike to it, thus solving the problem of how to safely move my bike. I then had to decide if I wanted to build a platform that was only good for the move or something that could also work with my Quickjack stands to make it easier to work on my bike. The answer to this was very easy, and this is how I did it. The overall size of this platform is 3 feet wide by 7 foot 2 inches long. Your platform may vary depending on the size of your bike. If you are using Quickjack stands, the size of your stands may come into play. The entire stand is made out of treated wood to prevent rotting. I first started by cutting 2 pieces at 36 inches. Then 4 pieces at 83 inches. I followed this up by pre-drilling all of my holes to prevent splitting. I used 3-inch screws to attach the frame together. I made a simple box frame and then measured in 16 inches for the additional studs. This put the 2 studs directly underneath the tire of the bike, making it extremely strong. To accommodate the Quickjack stands, I needed to use a 2x4 spacer where the pivot points would be at each end. I am leaving out the spacing measurements as to not confuse any other sizes of lifts that users might have. After that, I attached the plywood to the 2x4s. You can use an adhesive to glue the plywood down, but I forgot this during this stage of the project. To make getting the bike on and off the platform easy, I used the scrap plywood from the cutoff and made a simple ramp. I spaced each layer out 4 inches, making it nice and easy to go up the ramp. Next, I needed a way to secure the ramp, but also able to remove the ramp from the platform when not in use. For this, I used simple door hinges. This makes it possible to pull the pins out and remove the ramps whenever it's not needed. Now I need to figure out a way to mount my bike to the platform. For this, I used the Harbor Freight wheel chock and bolted it firmly to the floor. Then I went to Home Depot and bought 4 12-inch E-track brackets and E-track O-ring fittings. This is to help secure the bike down once I get my ratchet straps. To mount the E-track, I used 1-inch by 1/4-inch bolts, washers, and locking nuts. Alright, so I measured in 2 inches from the bottom and 2 inches from the side, and I put a mark. That way my bolts, when I drill through, they'll be clear of the 2x4. I'm going to drill out these 2 holes first, make sure that they're straight, put 2 bolts just sitting in there, and then drill out the rest of the holes to make sure that it's nice and straight and secure. This will ensure that the E-track does not move while I'm drilling the holes. It's nice and straight, it's secure. With all the holes drilled, now I'm going to put the washers onto the bolts and push them through. To aid in moving this platform, since it is kind of heavy, I added a handle, which will help me get it up off the ground. I also added some wheels to the opposite side to help roll it around when not in use. This makes it really nice and easy to move around when the Quickjacks are not installed underneath the ramp. The handle that I am using is just your standard fence handle that you can pick up at any hardware store. I then measured where the lockdown bolts would be and drilled a 5/8 inch hole to tightly fit the 3/4 inch bolts. The bolts that I am using are 3/4 inch by 7 inches long. This is completely overkill, and I later discovered that they are not even needed due to the weight of the platform. I still keep them in there as an added safety. With the platform loosely bolted into place, I did the first test runs without the bike. Once I felt confident in the movement of the platform and how secure it was, I put my bike up there, and this is how it worked. As you can see, I was a little nervous as to what would happen with my bike up there, but everything worked perfectly. Next, I wanted to figure out a way to keep the platform off the ground, and also off the hydraulic hoses. For this, I went to Amazon and ordered a set of 800-pound adjustable furniture legs. These things were nice and cheap, and they were perfect for what I needed. They were definitely way stronger than I had expected. I can even adjust the platform with the bike on top of it. In the kit, you get 4 adjustable legs with plastic caps. In my kit, I did not get enough screws to fill each hole, so I ended up using a different set of screws myself. This is how the platform operates with the legs on there. As you can see, the platform drops down but does not make contact with any hoses underneath it. Thanks for watching this video. If any of this helped you out, hit the thumbs up button and let me know what you think. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them down in the comment section and subscribe below to see more upcoming projects. Thanks again for watching.